Let's go. Welcome back to another week of Talking Trophies. Another week. Hey. 2 weeks off. The first week we announced it. The second week, I just couldn't be stuffed.
It was shambles. It was actually shambles.
Damien was at a wedding, so he was busy all day.
Yeah.
Busy man.
Yeah.
You know, and we try to remain consistent as a pod, as a platform, as a space, you know. And consistency is one thing the city is lacking. But there's some individuals in this city that are consistent, and they just celebrated a massive milestone, 300. And today's special guest is Noor from TDE.
Yo, what's up?
Yo.
Thanks for having me.
300.
300. It's fun to be here, man.
Congrats.
We're so consistent. We wake up at 6:30 a.m. to do our stuff now.
That's crazy.
5:30 actually. Start shooting at 6:30. But you know,
that's crazy.
Levels.
Different grind.
They love
different
it. He's
grind.
love it.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? You know, because I said I said congrats with the Talking Trophies page.
Yeah.
And then I messaged, and then Noor, I think Daniel probably does the replies. So Daniel goes, thanks guys, could have done it without you guys, whatever.
Yeah.
And you guys even mentioned it in the episode.
Yeah.
But it's not a competitive, it's not a toxic competitiveness, but it's like, hey, there's someone doing it
It's
out
spurring each other on, bro.
there. There's like someone doing it there. Hey, these guys are doing it.
Yeah.
Like, they're still able to do it, you know? And that's 300 is a milestone.
Massive.
Bro, it's funny. Like even this morning, because obviously I'm like, I know I'm gonna be doing this tonight, but it's like I was just thinking, I'm like, bro, like we've actually all, like, as in when I say all, us, you guys, and Bittersweet.
Yeah.
Like it's just been this thing that we've stuck at for years.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, when you first start, you like fantasize about these heights of like what you see overseas and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's like that will come in its time, but it's like until then, it's like, bro, the fact that we've been consistent at something is actually very dope considering how many people tried and left, and well, you know, which is fair enough.
It's been like more than like minimum 5 years,
literally
for all of us.
What are you guys on? You guys on 6 years?
Yeah, 306
Yeah,
years.
we're on our 50
Bro, like
years.
when I started, I was 22. Now I'm 28.
Did you have hair?
Nah, I started shaving early.
I started when I had hair when we started.
Yeah. I
He
remember.
was fighting it for a song.
Yeah, I
was
remember when
five,
you had the
2.5
transition.
years.
Yeah. And then I just cut it, and I haven't gone back, cuz.
Yeah.
But I let my hair grow a little bit actually. Yeah. And Kazi, I need to jump on your routine. You told me about some aluminium foil shaving thing.
Shave it, yeah.
But you never sent me the details,
Did I
cuz.
not?
And the razor's cooking the hairline, cuz.
Hey,
I'm suffering consequences as a bald man, cuz.
I think especially like bald black men.
Yeah.
Because the hair's coilier, so the ingrowns are worse. So the razors just cook you bad.
Yeah, the razor's cook us, cuz. We're
I'll
struggling
say
a
that
little
after
bit.
this.
The other week, bro, it looked like someone just butchered the back of his head. Like
It's like
Just
this
shift
part,
it.
the
Yeah.
neck.
Oh, because no, that's because I shaved. I shaved twice in the week. Normally I shave I have like a 4-day gap.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Deeves and Davies, if you're watching and you look, Davies actually, you're going bald. The Davies are going bald.
The Davies that are your core fan base are definitely going bald.
Wait, nah, relax. Come on, guys.
No.
way.
Like ethnically, I'm talking ethnically.
Do you reckon?
You guys have
Most people fighting.
East Africans,
Yeah.
Arabs.
Yeah.
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 We're fighting.
Yeah, those hairlines are
Because
not.
Arabs got good hairlines, man.
When? Where?
They don't?
Show me.
Nah.
Bro, I went to, every time I go to an Iraqi wedding, I'll literally look at my dad and I'll be like, damn, not a hairline in sight, bro.
No way.
After a certain age, bro, there's no
I
hairline.
think some Lebanese people like
Yeah,
thug it
some
out.
do. To be fair, even some Iraqis as well.
Yeah.
But the ratio of bald is much
like
higher
30,
than
70.
any
70.
much higher than
okay.
any other
Yeah.
ethnicities.
I didn't know that, man.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Turkey's on the rise, you know, and a lot of young people are going Turkey.
Would you do it?
Nah, I banter about it, but I don't think I'd do it, man.
Would you? I'd do it.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
I have nothing against it.
Yeah.
And the people that I've seen that have done their hairline, bro, it actually looks great.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if I care enough.
Yeah.
Like I like my bald head.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I care enough. And also, the thing is, like, it's the period of recovery that trips me out.
That and like the thought of them getting it wrong. A botched hairline
I've seen
is
someone
much
get it
worse than a
bad.
bald head, bro.
Yeah.
It's bad. Like I've seen it bad.
Bro,
When I went
doctor's
to the
having a
warehouse,
bad day.
dude. Yeah.
Had a fight with his wife, and now
He's like, "Let me
I'm
stop
on a
this guy
30-degree angle.
Because you got to recover, like, and
Yeah.
and apparently it's like really
You
important.
won't find out until like 6 months later.
Yeah.
And it's like growing. You're like, oh.
Bro, one of my friends that I play football with just got his done like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Dog, it looks incredible.
No way.
Incredible. And he's just gone in hibernation and just gym. And I'm like, you're gonna get single, yeah? I'm
Yeah.
like, you're gonna come out, you're gonna be married within the 6 months.
How bad was his hair before he went?
He said it was painful, like bad painful. It was starting, it was definitely thinning, pushing back and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, bro, it's impressive difference, bro.
Hey, but you know what? I actually realized like this issue is a big deal to men. Like it makes guys insecure.
Is it?
Is it
now,
what
bro?
a like?
Is it now?
Is it what a boob job is to women?
Nah.
Like is that the
Nah.
or nose job?
Nose job. Nose job. It's
Probably
not a boob
'cause you
job, it's a
can
nose job.
see it straight
something
away,
it's-
yeah.
you can see.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah.
But like the thing is it like
No,
for me when I
think about it, when you started, to some degree, it's an insecurity.
that's what I was saying. I remember when I first went
Yeah.
bald, I was
That's
like,
what I
"Oh, what's going on here?" And then my brother looks at me. My brother said the hardest line. He goes, "The only reason you care is because your hair was your appearance." And I was like, "I'm sorry, it was your identity." I was like, "Damn, bro." That was my older brother. I was like, "That's harsh."
And keep in mind, this guy's speaking from a good hairline perspective, bro.
Yeah, and that guy cuts his hair bald every time, doesn't care.
Yeah.
And he's like, had no consequences.
Yeah.
And then there's me.
There's a truth to it, but then at the same time, it's like, bro, but it's my hair. Like, I just want it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't have to be insecure. I could just want this nice thing.
Well, I
Are
don't
we
know,
the
for
first
me-
generation? Like, this is like the biggest thing for us?
No, because actually, when I think about it, when I went to like Uganda, like no one cared. Like no one cares about like the hairline conversation isn't a thing.
Those guys got no hair. That's why.
That's
Cause
what- yeah,
even
but
if they
like-
grow their hair, it's coming out. Cause the hair's around about. Cause
Like every guy just has a butchered hairline, and it's like and they're still rocking a fade. They're still holding
Have you
it
ever
down.
seen the reverse fade? The one where they I thought about doing it for fun.
Yeah, right.
yeah, cause I don't know, man. But how do we get to talking about bald people?
I don't know.
Somehow it always happens as the
Now, we're talking about how we'll giving
Oh, we
Noor
started
these
with
flowers,
yeah,
and
yeah,
we're
true.
saying
yeah. But stay consistent to what you do, Dijon Davies. Man, hey, let's start off some bad news. To be honest, man, this one was big news to the soccer world. The loss of Diogo Jota. This one of my boys said this. I saw one of my boys today, and he goes, for some reason, mind you, he doesn't even go for Liverpool, but he goes, this one hit me, man. And I'm like, I don't know, I just felt like I knew the guy. And I was like, what? I was thinking, like, why is that? I'm like, maybe because you watch Premier League every week and you're just seeing this guy.
Yeah.
And
Constantly on
he's
highlights
gone.
and-
Yeah, constantly seeing highlights of him playing and stuff. And he's always been that guy's like, oh, this guy can change the team, you know, like in Liverpool. And then seeing him just lose his life like that.
Yeah.
Insane, man.
Yeah, it's weird when you like just realize how human everybody is.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like in your mind, these guys are way beyond. Like Kobe, this sounds so silly,
Yeah.
but Kobe's still doesn't seem real to me. And I wasn't a huge
Yeah,
basketball
it's true.
fan, like anything, or huge Kobe fan, nothing. But it's just like it almost feels like in your mind you work these people up to be a level of untouchable almost.
Yeah.
And then you're like, to go in this kind of way is just
Yeah.
mental.
Yeah.
So sad,
Yeah.
bro. So sad.
Yeah, anything like crash related, or just
Yeah.
like it actually it shows
Especially-
their humanity. It's like, oh man, like these guys are just
Yeah.
they got caught up in the wrong stitch.
We're all human, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what it is? You don't get young people dying often, like this big headline.
Yeah,
And I think it's a big reality check. Like seeing that, it's like, okay, hey, I'm not immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the reality is as well though, like whenever in general, when young people do die, it's tragic circumstances.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like very rarely, like you're definitely not meant to die at that age.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
Well, unless you're living in the 1600s and you're
in which
in
case
England,
you tripled the life
Yeah.
expectancy.
Oh, cheerio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making it to 28 this year.
Yes.
Wow.
Hey, good
Celebrate.
looks good on you. Hey?
Yeah. But it's weird to reconcile that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like even sounds it's like the least important thing, but it's like even like I imagine like as a Liverpool fan, it's like you're kind of gonna go like, we just don't have this guy next season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nobody does.
yeah.
It's a weird thing, you know? Like
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's like the smallest.
which is the literally the
Yeah.
least
Yeah.
important
Yeah,
aspect
yeah.
of this
Right
whole
now, yeah.
scenario.
So he was recently.
I just think
didn't he recently just get married as
Bro,
well?
10 days
that
ago.
that just
That's
what tripped me out
spins you.
because he went from like he probably had one of the best months and a halves
Yeah.
in his life.
Bro, Premier League,
Premier League
Yeah.
goes and wins the Europe competition
Nations League,
with
yeah.
nations, and
Gets
then
married.
gets married.
to the mother of his 3 children.
Apparently, the reason he didn't fly back as well was the doctors from the club told because he had just done a surgery for his operation on his lungs or something,
Yep.
and they were like, it's just not ideal for you to get in a plane, so that's why they were driving to a ferry,
Yeah. Okay.
and it's like that's
you never know with that one.
Yeah.
But hey, yeah, it's just sad, man. Just like a tire, Lamborghini, you'd think it's the safest. You know what? Like, I'm good. This car's worth whatever mil. Shouldn't be any mistakes made.
Yeah.
And your life.
So what happened with the car? I don't know. Actually,
I think the tire busted, right? One of the tires wheels.
Yeah, I think something like that. But
Busted.
when you see a car in that state as well, you're like, bro, how does
How do
this
you even get
happen?
like that? Yeah.
How does this happen?
Yeah. Like you see those videos of just even like cars getting sandwiched and stuff. I'm like, damn, bro. And that could be me in it.
Yeah.
Driving the little Honda Jazz. The car that's not working, bro. The car's broken down. I was driving 40 kilometers an hour here, guys. I almost cut off some massive view. Yeah, I cut off some massive view because I thought it was turning into the freeway. The car just slammed the horn at me. You know when you stuff up and you and I do this.
Bumper cars, bro.
This guy's in like a U, and he's just looking down at me like this. All I do is I'm like, this guy's gonna scream. I pull the window down. I do this. My bad, brother. And then he looks at me and goes, all good. I said, I thought you were turning into the freeway. Yeah, it looked like it. All good, brother. And he's smashing a dart. I said, guys, this car could have got sandwiched, bro. Yeah, man. It's just, it's a tough one, man. I actually did the Jota celebration today in honor of him.
Wow.
I'm those corny guys that did that.
Top 10 respect moments.
Guess what? Hey, you're gonna die. So I did the Jota. You know when he's playing when he's scoring and does that? Yeah. Playing, it's like he plays PlayStation or whatever. Yeah. I did the celebration after I scored because I scored the first goal of the game, and then some guy in the other team goes, "Respect, brother, respect."
It's funny because the context is footy. Like,
It's interesting how much that stuff like brings people together as well. You know, do you guys have any athlete deaths that like really rocked you?
That rocked me.
Yeah.
What's that?
or you know what's debatable if he's an athlete or not.
No. It wasn't. He didn't die.
What I was gonna say.
Who are you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say there was that WWE wrestler who like died from like I said wrestler for athlete, but it doesn't matter. He drowned trying to save his son.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and so he saved his son. His name's Chad. So he used to be in a group called Crime Time.
Okay.
A tag team. They were called Crime Time, and so he jumped in the water, got his son out, and then somehow managed to he drowned. That's like
top 10 respect moments.
Yeah, but also it's like it's cooked. It's like, bro, that kid's gonna live on like knowing that his dad saved him, but he died in that process.
Like his dad's his hero.
But like also your dad sacrificed his life for you, literally.
Yeah, like depression's not a thing for you anymore, buddy.
Okay.
All right. Like, you better get a 99 ATAR, nothing less. You know. For me, it wasn't a death, but I was watching that game live when Christian Eriksen had a cardiac arrest during a game, and I was just like, "What the hell?" Because I was with my boys, and they're like, "Hey, Eriksen!" This was during lockdown too. I was just, boys, watch your feet, bit of Euros, you know. And then he goes, "Hey, Eriksen's on the ground!" Some guy screamed, and I think we were playing pool in the garage. And then I came in, I'm like, "What the hell?" And then we're just watching. I was like, "Fire!" And mind you, because I have memories as a Tottenham fan with Christian Eriksen, and just seeing him there, I was just like, that's insane. Yeah.
That was very iconic as well. How the team stood around him, so the cameras couldn't get in on it. And everything. That was
What about you?
Years ago, I think it's 2007 or something. I'm a Barcelona fan. Espanyol is the rival, and Espanyol had a player called Antonio Puerta, who was 22, and he died of a heart attack. And it was literally something to do with like you know when young athletes are overworked kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I just remember that he wasn't a star player, it wasn't nothing like that, but it's just like you're so young. And you're gone. You know? And I think at that age, 2007, I'm 10 years old, 22, I was like, bro, like that's the oldest grown man. Or, like now I look at him, I'm like 22, kid. A kid, bro.
You have like no experience. You haven't actually lived.
But then again, bro, back then it was like by 22 you're married with 4 kids. As a soccer player. You know, like soccer players, they're just like, I don't know what it is about soccer players. Once they get that good contract or that they're starting player, they're just adults because they're just like somehow married. They got 4 kids.
But I think that's what money does. Because you can actually support all the things you
Facts.
desire.
In fact, to be fair, like I reckon if you ask most of us, like, what's the reason you haven't gotten married or what, money tends to be the answer.
Common denominator.
If you found a person, money is then the answer.
Because you could buy a house, you could afford food, you could pay for their schooling.
You can pay the dowries.
Yeah, pay the dowries.
That's the hardest part.
Damien, bro, you gotta answer me this. With WWE, Look how excited he got. Yeah. Like, do you? Because I can see how it's entertaining and everything, but do you watch it like you're watching a sport or a show?
Nah, show.
It's like like yeah, this is just a show.
No, it's not. Wait, it's not real.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, of course. Yeah.
Like so you
Nah,
know
I
like
love it. I enjoy the
so
entertainment.
like
and you know what it is? It's sentimental because I grew up watching it like as a kid.
okay.
So I used to love it as a kid, and so even for me, when I watch it, it's just all the emotions. I'm loving the storylines.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Because
do
there's a proper
like you have
storyline.
favorite characters essentially.
Yeah,
in this
100%.
show?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Like Randy Orton. Go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Like storylines. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. So I wouldn't watch it like that.
And even I can respect because it's basically like choreography.
Yeah.
The way they do the wrestling matches.
Yeah.
So like for them to put on an epic moment, they have to build it up in a certain way of how they've like pre-organized how the match is gonna go.
Right.
So there's a skill to it. Like it's
Yeah.
you can like respect like the artistry of it.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing with WWE because like everyone used to think it was real,
Yeah.
and then when everyone realized, oh, this is fake,
Yeah.
it fell off hard.
Yeah.
And what they did was they said, let's embrace that storyline,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's where people got back on.
Because they used to have a thing called kayfabe. Kayfabe basically is like, even when they're not wrestling, these guys would like just how they're living like their life. Like Vince McMahon would be like,
Right,
you're
yeah.
always in character. Like I do not care. Like you have to stay in character. And it was like, bro, like any interview, anything that stay in this thing called kayfabe, which is like, you keep
never
playing this
break
character.
character.
You never break character.
Imagine just running to you up at church,
Yeah.
just going at it. The obvious getting baptized, cuz you just did trying to drown the guy. And you're like, bro, chill, it's not real.
Yeah.
I have to commit in the contract.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Yeah.
But now that kayfabe's not a thing, it's like everyone knows it's fake. Like it's just like it's not a thing to hide anymore.
Yeah.
It's just entertainment.
Because like now they
Yes.
come out and do interviews and stuff that actually like you see
they're full on
Undertaker.
personalities these days.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're very like clean cut. I feel like now
Always.
because they were wild boys, bro.
But back then,
Ric Flair, those guys like back then,
they're
bro, like
party animals.
bro,
Party
coke
animals.
addicts,
Yeah.
sex fiends,
Right,
like
and
just
because the workload was so cooked, because you'd go from like show to show,
Yeah.
and you have to drive there yourself. Like these guys would just be getting smashed on the way, and like like the wrestler Triple H.
yeah.
He was saying because he was always the sober driver. Like he was always sober. He never drank or did drugs. But Shawn Michaels, all those guys he used to kick it with were like coke fiends and like alcoholics. So like they would just be wilding out in the most cooked situations just before the shows.
I've always wished I was big, like when you could do, if I was like massive and just did like those road shows, just brassing out like as a celebrity, because you used to hear about like the tour buses in like the
it's
70s,
cooked, bro.
the 90s, just the cook
Bro,
stuff.
there was
they
no
did.
rules.
No.
There was
Actually no
rules.
rules.
There was nothing,
rules.
and it was just like stories. You'd hear like rumors. That's it.
Yeah.
Rumors is the most you're getting.
Yeah.
How cooked was it of a time that
Bro,
was?
that stuff's not real.
Yeah.
That stuff's
It's dead set, bro. And you know what's crazy? They used to do all these drugs, and they're still doing like extreme stunts.
Yeah.
Like when they're wrestling and stuff, it's not, bro. Have you seen wrestling live?
But do you reckon that helps? Because you lower your inhibitions, right? That's why they say, like, for example, like oftentimes drunk drivers don't die in a car crash, is because like their body doesn't have is like you don't have enough what's it called adrenaline to create shock or something like that, right? Don't
So
get
what
me wrong,
happens
the
is
science.
you're not as tense, and then
Exactly.
when you get hit,
Like you're not as tense, you're not gonna bleed as much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And whereas like the sober person, the car wrapped around the tree, and they go, "Oh my god, the car!" You know?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. So it's like, bro, if you're getting beat with a chair and whatever,
Yeah.
it's like,
You're off a
alright,
bender, like a
alright, give me
30
30 Xanax right now.
Yeah.
What's that movie where the guy from Iron Man is and the guy from The Hangover road trip? They have to go from one side of America to the other. Due date.
Bro, that's a
That's where I learned
banger of a movie.
That's where I learned that. I learned that if you're like not aware and you get in a car crash, you don't end up getting.
Oh,
it was from
yeah.
that movie because when he was sleeping, and what's the guy's name?
Zach Galifianakis?
Iron Man's real name.
Oh, Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. When he gets in the car crash, he's aware of it, and then I think he's sleeping, and then that's where I learned it.
Yeah, dang.
It's crazy, yeah.
Bro, that was a good movie.
That was a very good movie.
That was a good period of time. Those movies, they were good.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they were good because we like appreciated them as like at that age where you can appreciate things? Like if you watch that movie for the first time now, Is that a movie you could like?
No,
watch
I don't
and
know,
enjoy?
because when I look back on some movies, I go, yeah, these movies were crazy, and I watch them now, and I'm like, this is the crappiest acting I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
There's some movies out there, I'm like, bro, this.
I don't
acting is
rewatch
shocking.
movies very much, to be fair.
But when you do, bro, you get disappointed because it's not as good as like what you thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What movie like have you rewatched and you're like, oh, this is not it? But like, I could go watch Spider-Man 1, 2, 3.
Dog, you know what's a guilty
Enjoy it.
pleasure for me?
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
27 Dresses. You guys heard of
I've
this?
never watched that.
What is that?
Cause that sounds like the most.
It sounds cooked, bro.
Basically, this girl, bro, what's her name? Famous actress, but she's always the bridesmaid, always the maid of honor.
Okay.
Or like time and time again and whatever. And then she meets this guy that she falls in love with. Oh, bro, I've watched this so many times, and I can't remember the plot right now. But basically, her sister's also getting married at the same time. She's gonna be maid of honor, but then she finds out her sister's cheating on this dude that she's with, and all this kind of stuff. Blah blah. It's like it's a full chick flick, bro.
Yeah.
I love it. Good. That's a guilty pleasure of mine. Like chick flicks.
Yeah.
They bang, bro.
Can I just say what a time we live in?
That we can admit this stuff.
Not even one
Bro,
that.
if we said that in high school, bro, you're getting bashed, bro.
Kazi, I genuinely realized high school, nothing was real in high school because I rocked a Ben 10 pencil case from
thought you
year
were saying
7 to
Ben
year
10.
9.
Yeah, watch,
not
bro.
the watching that. I'm like,
Nah, the weirdo going, which class do I go to?
and no one said anything, you know? But I'm like, what a time we live in. Like, you can just watch movies like that. And it's,
High
it's
key.
a thriller.
Yeah.
High key, yeah? Because, like, take it 200 years ago, and they just have to tell each other a story.
Yeah.
And then, like, you'd hope that you remember it well enough to tell your kids later.
Hey, you know what movie was a secret guilty pleasure? I was like, I rated this Twilight. Do you remember
I
Twilight?
didn't appreciate it as much, man.
I
That was
think I
a
watched
proper, like, that was,
one.
you see a chick flick. That was not
That's a
even, that's beyond, no, Twilight was beyond chick flick. That was like a girl's, like,
Yeah.
I
That was
like,
catered to,
just women.
Girls, they
specifically.
loved it.
Yeah.
And I used to love it.
Yeah. I don't know. That's bad
Wow.
acting. The one you're saying, like, if you look back now,
Yeah,
I think that'd be bad acting.
Terrible
Cringy,
acting.
very cringy.
Terrible
Yeah, I
acting.
can see that.
Terrible.
Yeah. But you know what? I reckon, like, we don't appreciate, like we want high quality acting. Like, we don't appreciate a good script. Like, so, like, my parents, they
yes.
watch, like, Turkish and Egyptian.
Bro, the
and
friggin' Turkish dubbed stuff, it has
It's
all
in Arabic.
of the Arabic parents or Arabic speaking parents like this,
Yeah.
bro.
And it's not even like, bro, you looking at it, it doesn't even like they're saying, it doesn't even sound like they're saying the words.
Yeah.
Because it's dubbed, you know, it sounds so off. Bro, I am telling you, it has out, like, my parents are on a chokehold. Like, my dad will come home and it's bang, and the acting is horrible.
Yeah.
The makeup's horrible.
But it's just what the
The
story
dramas, they just love the
storyline.
storyline. And they really appreciate a storyline. And they, like, that's how you know how you're saying, like, 200 years ago and talking about a story. That's what a real story is. Like, they love a storyline. And it's like 500 episodes, by the way. It's not like...
It's so mental.
Yeah.
Like, they don't end.
Yeah.
I think, I was going to say this before, but it's like, I think something that I just enjoy about a lot of those movies from, like, when we were young and whatnot is that the scripts were not, they didn't, like, rely on just, let's just make this hypersexualized to get attention.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Which I honestly find, like, not to be that old guy that gets older and goes, everything's hypersexualized. But, like, nah, high key, everything is hypersexualized, right? And that's where it's like, when I watch shows now, it's like the stuff that I'm really enjoying is like the Korean stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think it's
Are
still
you
a
on
bit
that?
culturally taboo. A little bit. I'm trying to get, like, even just like Squid Game, for example, right? It's like, yo, there's a real story here.
Yeah.
Sure, there's adults and whatnot, and so sometimes there's intimacy and whatnot, but it's like, we don't have to softcore
so the
every
top,
episode, and you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
like, bro, nowadays you watch any Western thing and you're like, all right, like, here we go again.
Yeah.
Dudes are kissing.
Yeah.
Or this couple's just met each other and they're in each other's bed. You know what I mean? And you're just like, bro, like every show, like every single show, like give me this is. I think that's where I started enjoying more like your, like narco or mafia related stuff, where it's like, okay, I know there's a storyline here.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I used to love Power. But Power was
I
just
stopped.
like...
I
Power
stopped.
became
I stopped.
softcore.
I
I
stopped.
never watched it. Even
I
though
watched
it's up
one
my
season
alley.
of it, the Ghost one.
Yeah.
It's too much for me.
Bro, it was just every episode.
Because they were showing things as well.
It
weren't
was
they?
so graphic. And I'm like, yo, this is cool.
Yeah. I cause I'm still like the guys that turn their head when they watch a kissing scene. So like, I swear to God.
He turns his head towards the
TV.
Technicality.
Because you know what, my pops used to like when we used to watch shows.
He
like,
does these on.
and the kissing scenes happen. It's childhood trauma, guys. I'm telling you. Let
just starts staring
Let
at
me be
you.
a bit vulnerable because as soon as the kissing scene starts, I swear, my pops just turns to us like this, and every kid just.
Bro, you gotta look him back in the eyes.
Yeah. You're looking at the wall's just crazy all of a sudden.
You're like, oh my God, this movie sucks. And he's just staring, and then the kissing
Bruh.
scene stops, and then he goes back to watching the show, and everyone's head turns to
Bro, my dad's hilarious with this stuff because during lockdowns, me and him were watching. It got to a point where it was like a movie every second night or a show together, whatnot. And we were watching Peaky Blinders. And I thought it was olden times, whatever. Like, we're not gonna have too much of stuff, bro. And then they're just going at it at one. But this may be episode 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Bro. And I just naturally go straight to my phone. And then I look over and my dad's gone straight to his. He's doing what I'm doing as well. And I was like, oh, fine, whatever. Then we're watching another movie at some point. And like, in my mind, this guy doesn't know any of the terminology or whatever, right? Yeah. And someone in the movie goes something. It's like some, and they make you a joke about like 69.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I can't laugh. And my dad just goes, and I was like, no way. Get out. Good bit. We've had enough. Yeah. This is the most interesting thing, like seeing them as like, yo, you know things? Like, how? Why?
It's crazy. I can't wait to act dumb as a father.
Bro, yeah, you're gonna act
and
so
just tell them
clueless.
all.
I'm gonna be like, wow, what's going on?
I'm just staring at your kids.
Yeah. Don't look. Don't look at the kissing scene.
Look at the wall.
Look at the wall when you're watching. Hey, boys, let's jump into some actual topics. We've just been talking about a lot of nonsense for the last half an hour. That's talking trophies for you when we get someone from TDE in.
When you're podding with podders. Huh? You're podding with podders.
That's the advantage. When you pod with someone that knows how to pod, you actually end up just podding.
Yeah.
But when you pod with like someone that doesn't know how to pod, they're just staring at you like they don't know what to say.
It's awkward.
So like, let's talk about morality tests. We did that last time, remember? But I got another one this time.
Morality test.
Morality test. So there's this girl, shout out to her, Katrina Siriju. She's a dunya. She does like videos where she does like morality tests, and she will give you a scenario, and she questions your, like, you have to answer the question and what will you do in the situation. Yeah. So we did one, but in the episode we recorded, but it didn't go up. It didn't go up. All right, let's go. Morality test question. You and your wife are the parents of a 12-year-old kid. They are a very good kid, but you realize over the past few weeks they have been depressed and not the same bubbly person they normally are. So one day, you and your wife sit down, your kid, and ask them, is everything okay? They admit for the past month, they've been getting bullied at school. You tell your kid not to worry, and you'll speak to the principal about the bully. The same night, before dinner, your kid goes to the corner store and comes back a little later looking distraught. You ask your kid what happened. They say they were near the corner store. They ran into their bully, who started picking on them, and they pushed their bully, who fell and hit their head on the ground. There was no witnesses at the scene. You go over to the corner store just to check out what happened after the incident and find that the bully died and that a man said he showed up and saw the kid bleeding on the ground and didn't know what happened. You and your partner are in a dilemma. Do you confess to the police or do you keep this as a secret?
Goodness gracious, bro. This escalated quick.
Yeah. This is a proper one.
Yeah, Sitch.
What are you doing in this situation? Go Noor first.
Bro, I'm such a civilian. I'm just going to rationalize this here. It's like, bro, my kid's 12.
Yep.
They can't really get in that much trouble. Right?
Yeah.
They've been getting bullied, and we know this because I even had to talk to the school, so there's evidence that
I haven't.
Oh, I was meant to.
You haven't yet. You're going to go. So you said you had that same night you had to sit down.
That's tricky.
Yeah.
That's tricky. But still, like, how much trouble can they really get into? Haki, bro, I'm going to the police and explaining the situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah. Because it's like, if we were trying to run, because...
You're not running. No one. There's no witnesses. Nothing.
No camera, no nothing.
Nothing.
It's just a morality. Like, it's just you. It's going to be inside of you forever.
So this is a secret you and your family can take to the grave.
But I don't think I want to teach my kid that that's how we move.
Yeah. So what would you do in that situation?
I honestly think, like... Because, like, you're not going to get in my trouble. It's not like I told you to go push this kid.
Yeah.
Then I'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
You know? yeah, I don't know. I think come like we own up to our mistakes. Obviously, this is a serious mistake, but it's also like that kid has parents as well, and they deserve some closure. You know, imagine like your 12-year-old kid goes to the shops and dies.
Yeah.
Like whether
Rough
bully
day.
or not bully, or you know what I mean?
Just
Like
a rough day, I would say.
yeah. Oh, he tripped.
You tripped, yeah, man. Damn. Clumsy.
Yeah. Oh, what are you guys saying?
You know me, I'm neighborhood watch, mate.
Yeah.
You know I'm going to the police.
Yeah.
This guy, he's locking up his own
He's
kid.
locking his kid out. He's grabbing him by the ear.
Officer, I got him.
Yeah.
Citizens arrest.
She did it. She did it.
Is there a reward?
She did it.
Is there a reward?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Hey, hi, kid, I'll wait till there's a reward out
And
for
then,
it.
Yeah.
This is the kid that did it. I found him.
Yeah.
Nah, you know what?
I'm going to the cop station. I'm just blaming it on the local junkie.
Yeah, you could do that. Just like some
True.
junkie you're sick of.
My son was there. He said he saw
Yeah.
a junkie.
Yeah.
You could do that. Blame like just someone you're just sick of, junkie in the area. Just like, you know what? Let me get rid of this guy. The guy that gets pissed drunk. Cause there was a guy in my area like 3 days ago. Some black guy. Cause I swear I hate living in the flats. He at 12 or 11:30, some black guy started speaking in an Asian accent.
All right.
And going and just saying Ming Long, Ming Long, Ming Long, yeah, and just other words in like Asian thing. I'm like, okay, this is weird. Anyways, I go back to sleep, and I'm like, I can't sleep, and this guy keeps
Are you
screaming
hearing this at your window?
out my window.
So he's screaming.
He's screaming from downstairs. Then some Aussie guy from the other building screams, "Shut up! We're trying to sleep here." And the guy goes, "No, no." Anyways, someone called the police. Police come.
Yeah.
He runs, gaps. I go back to sleep. 12:40, I wake up, same guy, me long, screaming, and then he goes with it. He goes. They're trying to stop the black man. They're trying to stop the black man.
In the Asian accent.
No, in a black accent, and then goes back to saying the me long, and I finally find a way to go to sleep. In that situation, I'm telling the cops that guy pushed the kid.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Me in that situation, I would, cause I'd dab up my kid first. Take him to the room and say, "I'm proud of you, son. Standing up for yourself."
Bro, no, you wouldn't, bro.
I dab him up.
You just found out someone died.
No, I say, hey, you think, hey, you
This
did
is why he
nothing wrong.
journals.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how he's supposed to feel.
No, I said, no, hey, nothing. Hey, you didn't do anything wrong. Hey, you stood up for yourself. Fist bump. It happens sometimes. And move on. Go to the cops and tell the cops, hey, man, kid had an incident. That's it. But just so my kid doesn't grow up and blame himself and whatever.
Yeah, I don't.
So I'm saying,
Yeah.
hey, no, I'll give him that reassurance. Hey, from your pops, hey, you did nothing wrong. All good. You pushed him. You stood up for yourself. Yeah. Move on.
Fair.
Now, like 5 years later, you find out, is it your son, yeah?
Yeah.
Your son just king hit someone that he's getting bullied by.
Hey, well, the guy was picking on him at the scene, wasn't he? Because in the dilemma,
Yeah, he's being
getting
bullied.
picked on at the corner store.
Again,
No,
yeah.
when he's going to the corner store.
Did you say that they were getting picked on at the corner store?
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
he
they
did,
got there.
yeah. So it's like he's
okay,
actually
okay.
defending himself.
Yeah.
That's why it's like
Yeah.
it's a misfortunate situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm saying. I'll
You can
dab up
speak- yeah.
just to give my kid reassurance. Like, hey, you didn't really do anything wrong.
Yeah.
You
This
didn't
is just-
intend. If you intended to kill him, that's
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah. But you
Yeah.
didn't. You just pushed him away.
Yeah.
It was a simple push. He fell, hit his head. So I'd probably just dab up my kid and be like, hey, it's all right. Good on your son, you know, or good on your daughter. All right, chuck on your hijab and let's go to the cop station. Hey,
Get covered up and go down.
get covered up. Let's go to the cops.
Obviously, you think this little Muslima could do this?
Yeah. Mate, she doesn't leave the house much. I'll tell you that. It was just a one-off. All right, let's.
Promise you for the rest of her life, she's staying indoors. I promise you. I promise you.
Yeah, like we know.
Oh my god, bro. Yeah, bro. Shout out the kids, man, standing up for themselves.
Yeah.
All right, hey boys, man. Big news, man. We didn't talk about it while the case was happening, but Diddy has beaten his major charges, man. So he's not guilty of count 1 of racketeering conspiracy. He's not guilty of sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion. He's guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. Yeah. He's not guilty of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. And he's guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. That is the craziest thing because he's not guilty of doing one thing, but he's guilty of doing the same thing, like in a way.
Yeah.
This is the same way, you know, like how O.J. Simpson
beat the criminal case.
Beat the criminal and lost the civil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all law's technicalities.
Yeah, it is.
There's this, I can't remember who had said it, but someone was like, it's better to be rich and guilty than poor and innocent. Right? It's like, it all just comes down to how good are your lawyers, especially with criminal cases. Like, all they need is reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And it's like, in this case specifically, especially around the RICO charge, around the trafficking charge, it's very easy to create reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
As soon as you get one person that can say,
because when there's too
I
many people
willingly
involved,
went.
it gets messy.
yeah, but it's like you get one witness that goes, I willingly went.
Yeah.
Now it's like, well,
Yeah.
did everyone else willingly go? And
Yeah.
they just want, you know what I mean? He's obviously a horrible person.
Yeah,
Like, that's not a question here. But it's like, is he guilty of the things they're trying to get him on?
Yeah, yeah.
I think you can create reasonable doubt for it.
Yeah.
Maybe they shouldn't have went. They should have went a bit harder on the case, like by detail, instead of like, because I think they just try to destroy his reputation and hope that.
I mean,
think
his
they-
reputation
Well, I
is
think
destroyed.
they did. They
Yeah,
did.
reputation is
but like
destroyed.
I
That's
think
not
they
a
focused on
question.
that rather than like, hey, let's lock him up for this. Like,
Yeah.
let's go deep into the details, get as much, prove this without like reasonable
But the
doubt.
thing is, it's
But at the same
like,
time, I still look at it like that's still a win in itself because they still expose the bad. You know what I mean?
He's gonna if he walks away from this,
Yeah.
it's hey, you can do the bad,
because he's facing 20 years right now,
and he can beat that even.
which I think realistically he'll get maybe time served plus a little bit.
Yeah,
You
Right.
probably get like a couple years.
Max, right? Yeah, it's...
do you reckon the freak offs will continue?
Well, this is the thing. It's like, that stuff's
in
not
prison they
illegal.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been going.
P Diddy's going away party.
Boys, let's celebrate.
One last rodeo.
But like, the thing is, it's tough because like you're saying, like they should have got him on the other stuff. On it's like a lot of that stuff's not illegal to do. It's
It
illegal
is.
to just have like wild.
I think
sex
prostitution.
parties.
No, with the prostitution, it's
Nah.
illegal
So
in
it's-
America.
Depends where. Again, this
Yeah,
is
what state?
In Nevada, I think it's not, but the rest, I think it's.
Oh, it's illegal to
I
be.
think so. Yeah.
Illegal to be or to solicit.
to like pay for it. Yeah, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's. I think it's like the whole act is illegal. I
Oh.
think so. Yeah. Where's Somali Steve?
I wish we had something.
Somali
to check,
Steve
Greg.
did
I feel like
a-
it's cap.
Somali Steve did a day trip to Sydney, so he's not here today. But I'll ask ChatGPT.
Somali Steve is one of the best nicknames.
Yeah, we thought of it here.
That's one of
Is
the
it illegal?
When you
greatest.
see him, it makes sense.
Yeah, that needs to be his handle on Instagram.
Yeah, for real.
Huh?
That needs to be like an
Yeah.
Instagram handle.
Is it illegal to be a prostitute or just to act in? What's the word?
Whatever your
Ask
desire
both.
is.
Is it?
He's like, whatever your desire is. Is it illegal to? What account am I on, by the way?
ChatGPT is gonna think you're
Bro, this is the work account.
I'm gonna. I just changed it.
ChatGPT replies.
Guess what I did? And, guess what I did? I changed it to temporary chat, incognito mode of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Is
I didn't even realize that's a thing.
Yeah, look.
Freaky ass questionnaires, bro.
No, right in America.
in the
In New York, in New
Or
York.
in New York.
New York?
Yeah. Because the rules change from place to place. Same with gun laws. Gun laws
Yeah.
change so much. Have you guys heard of Plaxico Burris?
Nah.
What's that?
Plaxico was I think he was an NFL player that took a gun into a nightclub in New York. And
Yeah.
New York has strict gun laws compared to the rest of America.
Yeah.
Takes a gun into a nightclub, which obviously you're not allowed to have.
Yeah.
And then he pulls it out because something goes down, and he doesn't shoot anybody else, but his gun unloads and he shoots himself in the foot. He got 2 years in jail for
Damn, bro.
He's limping and he's got this on him, bro.
So it's like, bro, interesting as rules, bro. Whereas
That's
other
America,
places,
though.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Texas, open carry, and some
Yeah,
places, yeah.
Like some states you can get locked up for having weed on you. Other states you can just smoke out in public.
You can open a dispensary.
Yeah, literally. So it's like, yeah.
Yes, as of July 2025, prostitution remains illegal in New York State. Under New York Penal Law 230, engaging in sexual conduct for a fee is classified as a Class B misdemeanor, punishable by up to 3 months in jail and a fine. This law applies to both individuals offering and those soliciting them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I knew about it. I was like, because when I heard prostitution is not illegal here, that's when I tripped out. I didn't know that. Someone's like to me, it's legal.
Yeah,
You can do it.
Okay, you know what's
Australian dream, mate.
Yeah.
I just assume in every Western country it's legal. Which is
Nah,
very cool.
like even if you look at the Netherlands, it's like the red light district
Yeah,
area. Like
yeah.
I don't think it's something. in the West, I think having like a mistress and stepping away from the marriage it's like a little taboo. It's not really a taboo. It's like, keeps the boat rocking. You know what I mean?
See,
So,
I
like,
feel
it's
like
not
it
illegal.
used to be like, in like ancient times, you'd hear everyone had a mistress and a wife and a girlfriend, right? But now I think in the West, like that's like it's cheating. Whereas I feel like when you go back to a lot of villages and tribes, Middle East, Africa, whatnot, there it's like
Everyone's rocking.
wife and wife to be and wife to be.
Wife when I'm old.
Like that soccer player, you remember that soccer player? He's like, I wanna say thank you to my girlfriend and my wife. I mean, not my girlfriend. I only have a wife.
Goodness.
It's like Benzema rocked up with his baby mama and his wife to the Ballon d'Or celebration when he won it. Yeah, but yeah, man, it's just
Swiss Beats does that. He goes on holidays with Alicia Keys, his wife, and his baby mama.
Yeah, man. I think so. Like with coming back to prostitution and stuff, so it is illegal.
Yeah,
but like, so are they saying because he'd fly them out?
Okay, so that's the
But he was
trafficking aspect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
Oh, interesting.
Because if you look at it, when I look, it goes not guilty of. So don't worry about the racketeering. Not guilty of sex trafficking by force, fraud, but he's guilty of transportation.
Yeah.
So they're saying, okay, so he beat the case saying, I didn't force you to go.
Yeah.
You chose to go. That means
Right, but I did transport you.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is like you can see how a lawyer can go and create reasonable doubt in all these things.
Without a doubt.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's tricky. If they were getting him on things like again, like how far would the sentence go? I don't know, but it's like the domestic abuse and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, no question, we saw everything. You know what I mean?
Videos,
like it's there's evidence of what a terrible person this guy is. But when it comes to these specific charges,
yeah, man, it's pretty sad to be honest. Even especially, I reckon girls see this as women see this as a massive loss in America. Like they're looking like saying, "Hey, look out!" So they're looking at it as like, "Hey, our system doesn't defend us."
I hear it.
And like I was looking at Twitter and like women are just going off. And then there's blokes outside the court case
pouring baby oil on themselves.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and dancing. Diddy's free.
That's so
American
corny.
simulation and
So corny.
Yeah, New York is so Gotham City, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like
New York is bro.
it's not real.
they
man.
need a Batman. They need a Batman. You're right. Gotham City, and they need a
They
Batman.
need a Batman.
Yeah.
They just need some cool guy. Just
Bro, 50 Cent is their Batman.
Yeah, it's true.
Rich, not that
yeah.
nice of a guy, but has good intentions.
Yeah.
He's 50.
Yeah.
No, but he doesn't do anything. Like he's not
Yeah,
going out
yeah.
of his way at night
Just
and
an
like
Instagram post.
just bashing. Yeah, he's just posting on Instagram. But like I'm saying, like they need like an actual vigilante.
Someone that makes everyone get, a bit of act
Like
right.
yeah, he just goes around.
Like whenever someone thinks of prostitution, they just think of that Batman logo.
yeah, they're like, oh, I don't want to do anything dodgy.
yeah.
See
Diddy
the
throws-
G unit symbol in the sky.
Diddy's the Joker. Remember that year he dressed as a Joker?
Yeah.
Oh,
And 50 Cent's Batman. And 50 Cent can go
this
around,
makes
man.
sense.
And every time Pete Diddy wants to throw a freak off on, then he sees that G unit light in the sky, and he's like, hey, yo, hey, clean up.
Bro.
Man.
New York is an interesting ass place. I was there.
Have you been?
Yeah. I grew up in America for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So I went as a kid, but then in 2022 I was there for like 4 days. I was visiting family in Toronto, so I just went down to New York for a couple of days on my own. And one of the nights I'm walking around, it's New York is not beautiful, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's literally a concrete jungle, and you're like, this is the most
eventful.
incredible place on earth. But it's not. It smells. It's noisy. It doesn't sleep, bro. It's interesting. But I'm in Harlem on one of the nights. Mind you, all these areas that you hear about, in your head, you're like, the Bronx is dangerous, Harlem is dangerous, whatever. Parts of it are dangerous. It's huge.
Yeah.
Right? So like parts of Harlem are expensive.
Yeah.
Right? Like as in and luxury spots and then parts of I'm in Harlem and like I think I'm on Martin Luther King Boulevard. Which ironically is probably one of the not best places at a certain point at time.
It's not that bad. It's safe. It's safe. Is that
Actually,
did you get off at North Harlem Station?
I think
It's
so.
the first station of Harlem.
I was going down into the station. So yes,
Yeah, it's
probably.
underground and it stinks as soon as
MLK
you
wasn't
go up.
horrible. It was just like where I was walking.
Yeah. It was just
Like-
a lot of crackheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm about to enter the train station and I'm going down and this guy crackhead stops me. And he looks like he's like 40ish or something. And he's like, "Hey man, you got $1?" And I was like, "Yeah man, I got $1." So I just take some out of my pocket. I give him $4. And he's like, $4 down. And I was like, I like to talk to people, right? So I'm like, what's your name? He's like, Robert. He's like, what's yours? I'm like, Noor. He's like, where are you from? I was like, Australia. He's like, Australia.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but I'm traveling back soon. And he's like, I'm traveling tonight too. I was like, where are you going? He's like, New Jersey.
Guys, that bridge, that bridge, it's money, man. It's money.
It's money. Bro, they're just interesting characters. I go down into the station, I'm waiting. And the thing with the rats in the subway is true.
Yeah, it is.
And so I'm just sitting waiting for the subway. And I see a rat walk by near me. I'm not scared, but I don't like it.
Of course.
So I'm just going to move, bro. The rat is the size of a cat.
Yeah.
So I move a little bit. And this Puerto Rican lady behind me just goes, "Oh, you scared?" Right, 11:30 at night. And it's just like, you're like, bro, there's personalities everywhere. Everywhere. Like, you get why, like, someone comes out of that part of the world and goes, I'm the king of New York. You know what I mean? Like, and
course,
makes
confidence would be
like
next level.
Bro, I remember like that summer, Pop Smoke 5 Forum music was playing everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can understand now why these rappers got I'm the king of New York. Like, I feel untouchable. You're in Times Square and you just hear a convertible go past your music's thing. You see kids on the corner rapping your stuff. It's like, bro, it's...
Yeah,
that must be a unbelievable
And because of the
feeling.
amount of people just crammed in this
crap
one place.
density.
Yeah.
and it's an actual melting pot, like
Melting
to
pot.
to the T, man.
Yeah.
Like everyone's about it there, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone's crazy there. I'll tell you something.
Yes, you have to be a bit
normal.
abnormal to
You know,
thrive
like
in
even
that.
the hipsters there, like the hipsters that live, they're crazy, man. Bro, I went to a Coming to America. You know the movie Coming to America? I went to a Coming to America party in Queens. I was like, you know what, let me go. Because I was on Facebook. This is like, I went 2018. This is when you can go on Facebook and like, remember events and stuff pop up?
Always be there,
So I'll just be like, events near me. And I'm like, oh, because I was staying in Queens. So I just went and I was like, bro, what the hell is this, man? Hey, welcome, come in. I'm like, sweet, whatever. Pay $15 for a ticket. I kick back. There's food, whatever, just chilling. And I'm like, this isn't real. And they think I'm crazy. I'm like, I'm from Australia. And they think I'm crazy. They're like, what? You're from Australia? What do you do there? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, chill. It's the same as you. Not as crazy as you guys, but what? And it's just, bro, I remember going Manhattan, walking down Manhattan like 2, 3 a.m. Subways non-stop, just going.
It's insane, bro.
I'm like, this is not real.
Canal Street.
Where's Canal Street?
Canal Street is where was it?
Upper Manhattan?
Soho. I want to say it's around Soho, but it's the one where like all the immigrants are just selling like fake Gucci, fake.
Yes.
Just on the mats, But like, I don't know, like why they try to sell it to you, and they're like, real Gucci, real Louis, and I'm like, do you think I'm stupid? Like, $25 on the side of the road, like. If I want it, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't. But it's just the
There's
hustle.
a lot of Sudanese now. There's a lot of
Sudanese on Canal Street.
There's a lot, and there's a lot of. I saw a lot of Senegalese people in Harlem as well. When I was there was a lot of Senegalese at the time. But yeah, man, I remember I went to even like Malcolm X's shopping.
A lot of Yemenis.
Bro.
A lot of there's like literally little Yemen.
Stores. Yeah, they got all the corner stores are run by them. And even those little hot dog stands. Bro, that's what made me gain weight. You just go around buy this $1, $2 hot dogs. Just the little street carts. And you're like, you know, and I'm like, bro, I didn't eat today. I just had 7 hot dogs. I guess not good. Let me go eat some proper food. Then you go into some place and the serving's this big.
For me, I'd love just like 6 months just to live in an apartment in New York. The experience. I reckon it'd be a cool life experience.
It would be. It really would be. I think one thing I regret is not doing any exchange programs when I was at university. I should have rinsed that, bro. I hated university for like... For not a good enough reason. I hated it because I was lazy, and I didn't hate it because I was not experiencing enough.
You went where? Did you go Monash?
Monash,
Like my
Clayton?
Caulfield. Like
okay.
Basically all internationals.
You see, like campus. I really loved uni because I went RMIT in the city. I think RMIT that time before COVID was peak because it was like in the city. You felt like you were at a university. Monash, maybe if you were at Clayton, maybe.
Clayton is a bro. That's a serious campus. Has its own postcode, I'm pretty sure. That's how big it is. Caulfield was...
We invested in footy and stuff, so... Yeah. What are you saying?
I was going to say, my fiance, she did like 6 months in Italy. Exchange.
Oh, exchange?
And then and she did some time in Malaysia as well.
The Malaysia one looks dope as well. I had a friend that did... I've had a friend that did both of those exact same too as well,
Malaysia is nice. I love Malaysia.
Bro, fun place.
Have you been?
4 times.
No way.
Yeah.
You love it there?
It used to be the transit spot when we were young. on the flights, and so my parents would often like let's just stop for 2 days or something.
Yeah.
And then a couple years ago I went as an adult as well. Right? It's actually really nice. Food's good, clean, all, you know.
Yeah, I went with the boys 2 years ago, Malaysia.
Yeah.
Beautiful country, man.
Yeah.
You know what I loved over there? Because everything was halal, there was signs saying non-halal. I've never seen that in my life. Non-halal was the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It made you want to eat there, yeah?
Huh? I'm like, yo, that much must be going down. If the whole country is halal, this place is telling me this much goes
And they're holding it down. They go, we're not doing this.
Yeah,
Stop
we're not
this.
serving you.
Yeah.
Are you Muslim? We're not serving you.
Yeah.
Not halal. But yeah, Malaysia's beautiful.
Yeah.
But how did we get here? Because we're talking about P.
P Diddy, and we talked about how wild New York is. I guess
the
New York is so
characters.
wild that like every now and then you get these characters that come out of it. P.
Yeah.
Diddy's
Do you reckon New York fell off?
as in terms of
Just in
music or
no, not music. Just like a city in general.
I think it can't fall off. I don't think New York can ever fall off. I think New York will always be the standard for the whole world because we like let's say creatives. Yeah, in Melbourne we look up to UK.
Yeah.
And UK look up to New York.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's big brother's big
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I would say only probably now it's just like I think New York's a place that is so like ridiculously expensive. It's not falling off because it's that. It's just like it's just too
Unattainable.
you can't like
That's
you
why
actually can't live there unless you're like
Yeah.
you're making big money.
That's why they voted in. What's his name? Zahani. What's his name?
Mamdani?
Mamdani. First Muzi elected primary. You know, it's like, listen, look. we took down the towers here, but look, this year we got to fix this city up, man. Come on, man. Let's run it back, man. Yeah. So like, there's a massive change in New York, so as well.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think if there's anything, I think the city that's probably had the biggest come up on a global perspective is Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Atlanta I think it has like that reputation that has grown over because also the affordable side and all that kind of stuff, creative side, sports side, everything. So I feel like a lot has come out of Atlanta that's
Atlanta.
like culturally dictated a lot of
music,
stuff.
Texas.
Texas. You know why as well? The tax.
Yeah.
That's why there's like barely any tax there. That's why everyone's moving there.
Yeah.
So all these podcasters moved there. I think Joe Rogan moved
That
there.
was that was the whole reason behind that. When the whole Austin move was like, bro, you're gonna get this. Apparently, it was what was it, 300 million from Spotify or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I'm not gonna let LA take 65% of it.
Yeah.
And then it's a dirty city, whatever.
Yeah.
He moves there. Austin's pretty safe. You got guns there or whatever. So you're all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guys, I would next trip I do America, I'm gonna go like Austin.
I always really want to do New Orleans.
New Orleans, why?
Culturally, like there's
Like
just so
swamp.
much, that has gone on. Like
Old school city.
Yeah.
You got your Haitian influence, you got the French
Yeah.
influence, you got the Black American influence.
Yeah. No, we need to
I
do
reckon
an
it'd be
Ameri-
underrated for sure.
Yeah, food is apparently incredible there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, we need to do an American trip. Let's do a podcast trip and we just go over there and just rip into other
Did you
podcasts.
see the three boys from the UK that went to each other's home countries?
Yeah,
That was so
was sick,
dope,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That was good content.
I seen that.
Because we've been like me and my guys, like we've been saying this for a couple of years. We're like, bro, like let's do this. Like we do a month holiday. I take you guys a week in Iraq. You take me a week in Nigeria, a week in Sudan, a week in Zimbabwe. Yeah,
Who's Zimbabwe?
Jeremy.
Jeremy, yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like let's do this trip.
Yeah.
But obviously it doesn't happen. It's like these kids actually made it work. I'm like, it looks incredible.
Rocks
Like,
up to
w-
Iraq first day. Get down! Get down! Daniel's like, yo, how do we get here?
Where are we?
You go to Sudan, some guy just oiled up nude, bro, trying to rob you in the house. In the middle of the
What
night.
the heck?
Bro, you know that happens, yeah?
That's what they used to do. They
You go naked and you oil yourself up because no one can
Good
catch
stuff.
you.
That's what
Good
Diddy got.
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
Diddy got the idea from them, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be
I
sick.
remember
As,
even in Uganda, in the north region, they're telling us guys do that. Like they'll just rock up to your mud hut, like just nude, and they just rob you up.
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Bro, it's cooked.
So you were just getting oiled up and
Yeah. Side missions.
Hey, let's do this one. Top 3 ads.
Yeah.
Run that back. Top 3 ads of
Top
all time.
three
What's your
ads
top
of
3
all
ads?
time.
all right, first one that comes to mind is do you remember the Nike ad with Edgar Davids and all the other guys and Ronaldinho and everyone where they're trying to break into the museum?
The cartoon one?
No. It was real, and so it's like they're going under the lasers and everything, and they're trying to get this. Yes, and they're like kicking the football through under the laser. That one is iconic for me.
Good shout.
Yeah, what else for your top 3? That's one.
What's your top 3? You guys say something. Let me think.
Nah, go. Oh, is that it?
Say so. We can buy each other time. I'd say I just want milk to taste like real milk. The Aussie guy.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up here, so I actually don't know this.
Oh, okay. So basically, there was this guy, like this unfit dad. He's like going for a jog,
Right.
and so he goes to the local milk bar. Yeah. It was like a 2006 ad.
Okay.
And he rocks up, and like they're out of like the normal milk, and so the whole thing was like which milk? Paul's fat-free milk. Skinny, like the skinny milk. Yeah. And he's like, I just want milk that tastes like real milk. Yeah. And she's like, low fat, extra dollop. Whatever. Yeah. She sells it to him. Like, that was a goated ad as a child.
Yeah.
I'll go. I'm going to add that one. I'm going to add not that one, but another one you remind me of. The Portugal versus Brazil team one, where they're all standing in the line and then someone like kicks the ball and then they're all just nutmegging each other and just flicking the ball across the stadium. That's a crazy ad. That's an iconic ad. Yeah, with like R9, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Figo, all of those guys.
All those Joga Bonito ones were.
That was a different era, man. Yeah. So I'd say that one. Also, the one I was saying was the Bum Chicka Wow links. Yeah, the guy sprays the links and then
all the girls
follow him. Banger.
As a kid, you're like, I'm buying links tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm buying links Africa. Yeah, links Africa. I rock up to school. I'm like, how come no one's around me? And the last one I'd probably say is I'm gonna go with the Amy's. Luckier with Amy. Just chaos.
The Katu and Ronda stuff?
Nah, just the Amy ads. Just luckier with Amy when like just chaos happens and then I don't know. Just growing
up.
Oh,
that's Allianz. I'm thinking. Allianz.
Yeah. No. The lucky chaos and then they said lucky yo with Amy. Banger. For me,
that one's the one that hits.
Yeah, it just hits.
Cadbury with
everyone's eating each other.
No. Wait, yo.
Everyone's
oiled up yet. No. I'm thinking of the gorilla on Phil Collins and
the drum. Banger. Yes, that's a banger.
That's a good
the one we were thinking about was the one.
You remember the way that like
wouldn't it be nice if the world was Cadbury?
And everyone starts eating each other.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen that one?
I don't I know it, but I don't recall
it. It's
like.
attached to Diddy's case. It's crazy.
Oh wow, what's a good third one? Trying to think. The Maltesers one was good. You remember the roundabout one where she just keeps on going around the roundabout?
Yes, so it comes
out. Bro, a most iconic one. You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal a whatever the piracy ad. You guys remember this?
Yes,
At the start of every movie.
Yes.
Bro, you wouldn't. If I could steal a car, I would. Yeah. Have you seen the price of things?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I was getting those ads while watching a movie that I got from Footscray for $5.
Like some guy typing.
Literally.
So I went we'd go Footscray, get the burn burn the CDs. And that ad would come at the start, and I'm sitting there as a kid like, yep, we just stole this movie.
Dog, we had the burned version of 27 Dresses. Yeah. That's what used to play at the start.
At the very start of it. You know which one was scarring? Do you remember the WorkSafe ads when they first came out?
Oh.
And it was like, I'm like this kid just watching TV. I'm trying to watch The Simpsons at 6 o'clock. And then on the ad break, it's like, I remember there was one at the bakery and the lady slicing the bread. And then it just goes to her hand goes in. It goes just black. You hear like, and then it's like blood everywhere. Yeah. And it's like talking about like WorkSafe. And like one guy falling off a ladder. Like, dude, I'm looking at this like thinking it's real life. Like,
so with the TAC ones where they'd have to like the cops walk into the house and they tell a woman like, "Oh, your husband's passed away."
Yeah.
Like, but I guess they
hit home. They hit home. Yeah. Then again, there's some blokes like, "I'm never gonna work a day in my life."
Or the girl,
I'm not gonna work a day in my life. This is the dangerous job.
Do you remember the one where the girl they pull over the side of the road? The girl opens the door, she walks out on the road and gets just cleaned up.
Yes.
Bro, scarring ads, bro. These ones are scarring.
Wow. Who was editing this stuff, bro?
Yeah, interesting.
We're in a different time, man. Yeah. We're in a very different time. Now everything's like super censored. Yeah. We're super woke and dope. We're super liberal. And guess what happened? I went conservative, guys. I went a little conservative. I like to tilt right sometimes. I like to tilt left. I tilted left last week.
Oh.
I had a little dilemma.
Ooh. he let his daughter take the hijab off.
Yeah.
So this week,
Tonight
this
you're
week,
free.
sweetheart. Let's go to the shops.
Tonight
Go on,
there's-
Coles. We go to
Tonight you
Coles.
have freedom.
So what?
Go in the backyard.
Go to the kitchen.
All right, you can step outside.
Come on.
But
Back inside. Don't get excited.
You're allowed to have 3 kicks with the soccer ball.
Yeah.
Then you go inside and do the dishes.
Nothing more. Nothing more. But what's it called? So what happened was we had Pride Cup because it was the last week of Pride Month.
Oh. Yeah.
So
You wore the armband.
we get there and I rock up to the game and everyone in my team's wearing rainbow socks. And there's like 5 socks in the middle, one's for me. And I look at it and I'm like, damn. Guys, I'm like, damn, bro. I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, I can't chuck this on, man. Like, literally, I'm like, and there's a few guys in my team that like, they have the socks next to them and they're like, ooh, you know? So I go, I'm staring at this.
Damien walks into the change room oiled up. Guys, it's the round, right?
Isn't this our round, boys?
Catch me.
I go out first.
They're not tackling me this week, boys.
Yeah.
And I get there and I'm like, I see this. I have the socks in the middle. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then I put my bags down, whatever, and I just walk outside straight away. And I go to one of my teammates and I'm like, hey, bro, I can't wear these socks, bro. And he goes to me, what do you mean? He goes, oh, yeah, I get. Then after that, I go to one of my teammates, and this guy he's a coloured individual as well, you know? But he's those coloured individuals that are a bit Aussie. They've been here a bit too long.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, when you come as a migrant and you just overstay a bit? Some migrants overstay. And they just get comfy in this country. And they just got to know sometimes, like, look, slow down, Kazi. We know there's butter chicken at home. We know you're eating anjera at home. We know you're eating kebabs at home. Don't get too comfy. I go to him, I go, hey, cuz, I don't think I can wear this. He looks at me and goes, you got it, mate. What do you mean? I looked at him, I'm like, what do you mean you got it?
You thought he'd be on your side.
Yeah, I thought he'd be like, oh, cool, whatever. He's like, no, you got to wear it. I'm like, what the hell? Then I go to my other mate that I'm actually pretty close with. And he looks at me and goes, yeah, the socks, yeah. Before I even say anything, he goes, go talk to the manager. So I go to the manager and I'm like, hey, I can't wear the socks, bro. Sorry, man. That's just reasons, values, my values. It's not only like a hate thing.
Yeah.
He looks at me and goes, don't worry about it, bro. Anyone got a problem, tell me. Wear the normal socks. Yeah. So I rock up to the change room. I go sit down. There's a guy on my team, Aussie bloke, proper Aussie, hardcore. If you look
He's
at
not
him,
wearing it.
if you look at him, he's telling you go back to where you came from.
He almost doesn't want Ravo on his team.
Yeah, like borderline. Like,
He wants the one reason.
If he has to pass the ball to Ravo, he will. Otherwise,
he
no.
doesn't give you the ball. Like, even in trade, he's no dab up, nothing. You know what I mean?
Tolerating you.
Yeah, he's tolerating me. But you know what? I'll give it up to him. He tolerates me quite a bit.
Ryan.
Yeah. He goes,
I'm not calling you that, man.
Yeah.
Brian, that's it, mate.
Mate, at most, you're getting Ray. You're not getting anything past Ray. All right?
Moe. Yeah, Moe.
And then we're sitting next to each other. So I'm getting changed, whatever. And this guy's got he's just staring at the ground like this. And just staring at the socks. Like when I say staring, this guy's like, he just heads flying, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him and I'm dying. So I'll go to get myself taped up. And then I look at him and he's still staring at the socks.
Yeah.
And then he does one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Pulls out his bag, takes a fat hit of his vape. He goes, opens the bag, chucks the socks on.
The normal
the bright socks.
Dude, I had to prep for it.
But folds it up so only red shows.
So he's done
And
it
tapes it
right.
up.
That's his protest.
Yeah, and tapes it up. And then he sees me chucking on the socks. He sees me chucking on the normal socks. He goes, I look at him like, I'm not going to wear it just because religious reasons. He goes, is that all you had to say?
And from there, you guys became your boys now.
Yeah, he's been my boy. He's been my boy. He's a great guy, actually. But like, he chucks on, then some other guy tries using the same excuse as me. This guy goes to the manager, goes, I can't wear the socks. Religious reasons. I'm Catholic. The guy told me, yeah, get the hell out of here, bro. I saw you getting cooked off your head last week. Don't talk about that. Yeah, and I wore
that's
it.
hilarious.
Yeah, and I wore it, and I was just like, and it didn't come out. But everyone started bantering after it, like, oh, Ryan didn't wear, Ray didn't wear the socks. But like, they're like, they understood straight away.
What's the because I didn't realize this happens at lower leagues. I thought those rounds were just for professionals.
Nah, like, so it happens with
Footy is very bureaucratic in Melbourne, huh?
No, we're a very progressive side, like my team.
Right.
Yeah, like it's like there's like a few ethnics, so it's a pretty progressive side, so open to anything. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why they did it. So they chose a round, and they're like, oh, we'll do it this week. And don't get me wrong, it's like that's their choice. End of the day, and they have all the rights to do that. Yeah. But even just, I respected the fact that they said, oh, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and
of course.
there's no like bad
that's how
blood.
it should be.
There's no like, and it should be like that.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? It shouldn't be like, hey.
I mean, in the Prem, it happened this season as well.
Yeah.
Two captains didn't want to wear it. Sam Morsi, who's Muslim,
and what's him,
Mark
gay.
Way.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he's Christian.
Did he wear? He wrote. No, he wore it, but he wrote Jesus.
Oh, yeah, true. He had a little bit more
Jesus.
of a
He wrote
protest
the
on it.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Once Christianity kicks in, that's when he started kicking into the Premier League. That's the only right.
I just saw some, like
Yeah,
people that like just post every single like
Yeah.
if anything's like secular but there's like Christian related to it, there's always people that just post it.
Yeah,
So it's like
You saw it.
Yeah. But it's like they didn't cop too much back compared to previous years. Previous years, people were. I think there's also just been a cultural swing a little bit, like going from extreme, liberal to like people kind of correct, and then it'll go too far the conservative way, and then it'll swing
Come back again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it gets too much. Because that's the thing. It's like, so like for example, now let's just say it is. I think we went too liberal. It's swung too liberal. People are like, all right.
well, a lot of there's
Slow
a few
down on the
companies that
dragon.
didn't even do it. They didn't even actually change their logos and stuff.
Yeah, to be fair, like this past June
It's
is
quiet.
also Men's Mental Health Month, and I feel like I heard more about men's mental health than about the Pride stuff.
Yeah.
Like like normally the corporations will change their logos to
Yeah,
the
they do
rainbow
all of
version.
it, yeah.
That didn't really happen this year.
No.
Yeah.
Which
It's expensive too. That's why.
yes,
That's what it is.
That's
It's not.
that's
I don't
another
think these
thing.
businesses
A lot
don't
of
care about
marketing
this
you have
stuff.
to
They're
do.
just trying to save money, man.
Yeah.
All the lanyards, the
Yeah.
the posters, the
Well,
change your
so,
logo.
so that's what it is. It's actually all comes down to dollars, which is actually even more disingenuous.
Yep.
But it's like in the previous years, if they wouldn't have done it, it would have cost them
More.
financially,
Exactly.
based on reputation and therefore sales.
Yeah.
Right. But now because it wouldn't hurt their reputation that much, it's like, well, then we can lose a couple sales because at least we don't have to do the printing of lanyards and printing of this and all these different whatever. It's all of this is dollars, which these corporations just
And
they don't
I
care.
personally think we got to accept it. I think we got to accept that because all these corporate businesses are here for money.
Yeah.
Like, let's stop living in la la land and hoping everyone. I think everyone thinks like all these big corporations have to be these super like, oh my god, we're very comforting, we're open, we pro everything. No one is. They just care about the money. And if we have to accept, and before I was saying, what a time we live in. Like that, you get to have a career where you get to rock up, you get to go to the office. You know, you get to buy a dodgy coffee cup. You gotta sit. You get to sit down on your miserable chair. You know what I mean? You get to do a bit of work. You're with some co-workers you get to banter with for 8 hours, and after the 8 hours, you tell them, "Don't call me. Don't call me.
It's
Don't
the
add me on
weekend."
socials.
Yeah.
It's the weekend. It's me time. You know what I mean? And if you even want, you have the right to go on your lunch break and say, "Sorry, I'm on my lunch break," and go away. What a time
we don't live a
in.
very real life, huh? We don't live a very real life. In the grand scheme of what's happened in humanity, like we don't really live a...
Like, there was a time where Alexander the Great was reaching India from Macedonia
Yeah.
on foot, like with horses and stuff. And you know what? I think I live a bit of a meaningful life rocking up to work and having a batch brew. I'd rather
having a
have
what?
the batch brew,
batch brew.
batch brew coffee.
What did he said?
Having a bash.
It's in the bathroom.
Because you know what? I'd rather rock up to work, guys, have a batch brew, guys, kick back,
Yeah.
enjoy life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then be walking to India with Alexander the Great's army, or traveling with some African tribe. I would have been in Eritrea, running with some like short shorts, trying to chase some.
But you do that when you play footy, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not chasing. I'm not chasing a gazelle
pleasure.
for pleasure. But I'm not chasing a gazelle that I have to.
This guy won't wear rainbow socks, but he'll wear the shortest shorts and run around.
I do wear
21
skins.
other men.
No, I do wear skins. I do wear skins. I do wear skins to cover. I try to cover and get to my knees. I wear skins. I am one of those guys that wear skins. But I'm saying, what a time we live in that I get to do that rather than chasing a gazelle for my day job.
Yeah.
You know?
I hear it. It's like when they say like men used to go to war or whatever. It's like, aren't you glad we don't have wars?
Yeah. We don't have to go do that.
Like I'm glad there's no wars.
Like think about
Thank
World
God.
War One. Think about World War One. We lined up in trenches,
Yeah.
posted up on
And
trenches.
if you were 18, 19, 20, 21,
You're going.
early 20s,
You're
20s,
going.
you had to do it.
You're
It
not
was
doing
like-
TDE.
Yeah.
You're not doing talking trophies.
What would you do right now if they started enlisting? What's your? Are you going? Are you making an excuse?
Let me tell you something. Yeah, I'm going.
Really?
I'm going. Unless they find
To Eritrea?
Yeah. I'm going to Eritrea. I'm going back home. But no. As I was saying, like World War One, fighting in trenches. You're not moving a
Let's say they're
centimeter.
doing a war now and they're going to war with Afghanistan. What are you doing?
I can't, bro. Those Afghanis are switched on.
Jam.
They're switched on guys, bro. Those guys, bro. No one could conquer Afghanistan. Think about that.
Yeah.
I would not
Russia,
go.
no one,
And they're Muslims too. That's the thing, guys. As much as I say, I don't think I'd go fight. Like, for example, I'd fight someone that's attacking Australia. That's the only time I'd fight.
What if Afghanistan were attacking Australia?
Bro, those blokes can't even... Guys, they're trying to learn how to drive those American 4x4 tanks.
Yeah,
guys.
all the
You're
cars
not
are
coming
left
over.
behind.
Yeah, they're not coming here, guys.
Where's the keys?
Yeah. Some guy's trying to hotwire the tank. He's like, brother, it's almost starting. I wouldn't... But I'd fight. Like, if a country was attacking Australia, I'd fight. Like, to defend Australia.
I believe in defense.
I wouldn't go like the war in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, all of this. It's like it has nothing to do with us.
You really can't justify those ones.
Yeah.
You really can't justify them.
But if someone was attacking Australia, I'd probably go there. But like as I was saying with World War One, imagine like at a time, I'm so happy we live in that time here. Rather than like they fought in trenches that didn't move meters. I'm talking like 50 meters at max you moved, and you just chucking grenades at each other
And hope for the best.
and hoping, just like bro, if they had Steph Curry,
That's
then they would have
hard,
balled
man.
out.
Yeah,
They would have balled at just long range. Chop, chop.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what wars were.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
That's
Especially for Australia, World War One, bro. We just got smoked.
Yeah.
Bro.
Imagine
we
you
landed.
get
We
Gallipoli.
landed in the wrong spot, and we landed exactly where the Turkish army was set up.
Yeah.
So they were just facing where Australia was landing, and so they just cooked them.
Yeah. Like we can jump on TikTok lives and just tell some guy, add, give me points. Like we live in a great time. We live in a time, guys.
Bro,
where
this
we
is
can
actually not real, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you know what? Appreciate it,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
People don't understand. Like appreciate it, bro. Appreciate the call.
This is the easiest life has ever been for anybody.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Like that's how crazy it is.
That
bro.
is mental.
You can be the most known now than ever before. Like, you know, like where in your world you go somewhere, people are like, "Oh, I know you from that podcast. You came up on my TikTok feed or whatever it
about
is."
that, bro. Like the fact we can just travel.
Yeah.
Like countries were a concept.
Yeah.
Like 60, 70 years ago.
Yeah.
Countries were concepts. Like you would have, like my parents or grandparents would have studied about, I don't know.
The Ottoman Empire.
The Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, no, not even that, bro. Like actual countries that exist in the world. So it's like my parents are growing up in Iraq and they would have studied about
Australia.
Kurdistan.
Or like New Zealand.
Botswana.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about that? Okay, yes,
You know
yes,
what I
yes,
mean?
yes.
Whereas like now I can just hop on a plane and go to Botswana.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep. I get
You
what
know? It's like the level of experience and it's just changed.
Like we can watch a video about a country and go book a flight
and
to
then
go see it.
yes.
Yeah. Bro, you go literally whenever I go overseas, I watch videos from here. I'd write activities to do in this city,
Right.
and it give me tips to do. And you go, and I'm like a week later, I'm there.
This is how many videos and people have been and all this that I go like if I know I have 4 days in Singapore, I'll be like 4-day itinerary for Singapore YouTube video.
Yep.
Yeah.
And someone goes to 4 days.
Tells you.
3 days in Kyoto.
Yeah.
2 days in London.
Even better, you can chuck it through ChatGPT, bro, and this thing will just cook you up a good recipe.
Bro, we have
Kazi,
a
chuck on. I reckon in 5 years, chuck on a VR.
Hey, let me
reality.
pretend I'm walking through London.
And go, say, hey, I want to do this trip. Post up in your house.
And you can live it before you actually do it.
Post
You're
up
just
in
like
your house
watching how
and tell it to say interact with people. Say, give me people, whatever. You post up in your room like you're watching TV. Bring your pizza, whatever. Kick back, and you can have interactions with people, and you have a mic as well. This is in 10, 15 years. AI's gonna do everything. Take me to London, and I want to run into a street gang. You're not having any food. Yo, man, then what are you saying, fam?
You're
What are you
correct.
doing? And you're just, let's go. Let's throw hands. VR. This is not real.
Yeah.
But we live in a time where you can do
It's
that.
it's all possible.
Yeah.
Kazi, like, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
We've also made
that's
like
one thing.
the world wars, and you're talking about grenades. Like, bro, as humans, we've made so many methods to X out other humans. Like, this is barbaric.
Yeah.
Like, we've been like this from time, but just the scale to which we can do it now. Like they're saying right now, the US has enough nuclear weapon to wipe out the Earth.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. They're cooked.
Bro, why?
Yeah.
Like,
Just in
actually,
case.
why?
Just in case.
In case what?
In case.
So I was talking about this with my dad. I was saying like for them, they realized Iraq was not a good place anymore. Yeah. So they're like, we got to move.
Yeah.
Earth is not a good place anymore. Where do I go?
Yeah.
Where do I go? Because bro, literally 2 weeks ago, I think all of us were going, bro, is this World War III?
Yeah, for real.
Like, is this actually starting? Like, I think World War III is starting.
I
Which means it's going to start at some point.
You know what's crazy? But when I was watching that happen, I was just like, oh, okay, this is how wars are going to be.
You know what's crazy?
I saw it as this is how wars are going
But
to be.
people are so unserious that are even there, like, there were guys, like, you know, even posting, like, they're just seeing the missiles flying over.
The Lebanon
People,
ones?
yeah, people are laughing.
Violin
people
in the
chilling, yeah.
Saxophone in the wedding. No, but like I'm watching.
And no one's just like, it's just so, like,
Desensitized?
Yeah.
No, but like because watching it on film, I'm telling you guys, if you see a bomb missile drop near you, you're tripping
but
out.
yeah, the people in the video aren't tripping out.
Yeah, for sure, because they know they're safe.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, imagine that like when I'm watching these wars with Iran and Israel, I'm saying like, oh, this is how wars are going to be fought now. No soldiers like when if the war escalates to an extent, we'll go and land. Yeah. But if it doesn't escalate, if it's not escalating, it's just missiles being dropped and say, hey, listen, we're going to get missiles attacking us in the next 6 hours. Just go to your bunkers. Post up.
There's even like bullets that can trace and track. So it's like, let's say sorry, not bullets, but like little missiles, like small ones, yeah? That it's like, let's say I want to get Ravo from wherever I'm at. I set it, I know his location, whatnot, and it'll just keep tracking until it finds him and it can just, it won't detonate until it's like right in front of him kind of thing. And just goes straight for the head. Like,
Yeah, no.
it's like, bro, this is
Just chuck on a helmet.
a hard hat, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the technology is getting crazy. And it's just like,
But at the same time, go get my, what did you say? Your batch brew?
that's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. You get your batch brew.
Yeah.
And we're living in Australia. Look, I always say I want to live overseas, but like,
Nah, there's no better country than Australia.
like living in Melbourne during a war or living in New Zealand during a war, like
Yeah.
no
No
you're
one's
good.
coming.
Yeah, you're good. You know what I mean? And
Worst case, you just go Tassie and definitely no one's coming.
yeah, no one's coming there. Like it's just what a time to be alive. Actually, I think that should be the episode's name. What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just strange, man. I don't know. I just even that Iran-Israel war, I was just like, bro, this is not real. Like it just doesn't feel real. I had a friend in Jordan. I messaged him. I said, hey, is everything all good? And he's like, oh, it should be all right. The most we can get is like debris. Like, because if like they get intercepted, that's the most he's saying they could get. And he was so calm about it. He was just recording on his story.
Yeah.
I was like, that's insane, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
And then you got Iran Twitter, just running amok. The Iranian Twitter page.
bro, this is the thing.
Is that
like,
a burner?
This is I think it's actual real pages.
But
But like
it's a
all
Billie
of
Eilish
them-
page as well.
It's what?
It's a Billie Eilish page. I think the owner runs a
Oh.
Billie Eilish fan page
Oh, no.
Well, then, in that case,
because they posted it. But they're posting about
I don't
the war.
understand like why are countries and presidents and that like tweeting like this. Like,
Yeah.
Also, just like seeing like Donald Trump, president of the free world, like get on news and go like these guys don't know what the f they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
Yeah.
what reality TV show are we in?
Yeah.
This is a reality TV show. I think that's the only downfall of this
You know,
time.
I was laughing the other day. They were saying that because they're trying to push for more countries to get banned from.
US.
US?
Yeah, they're adding to the
Bro,
list.
some of the most randomest countries. Like
Oh, yeah.
I saw,
Condolences to you boys.
it was
Yeah.
it was like Tonga, Vanuatu,
Yeah.
Tuvalu, which is like the youngest, like the
That's the
smallest
smallest place,
country in the
yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Like it's the most randomest places, and then like obviously like pretty much all of Africa they're trying to ban. Yeah.
Yeah, tough one. I don't know what Trump's doing, bro. But like, yeah, just all this stuff doesn't seem real, man.
Yeah.
Like whatever show we're in, who's the main character? It can't be Elon Musk. There's got to be a main character.
Yeah.
Who's the
in
main
a
character?
weird way, it's got to be Trump.
Has to be, right?
In a weird way,
In WWE terms, who is Trump?
John Cena.
No way. No, he's
John
not.
Cena now.
No, he's not.
Bro, now.
Now,
is he
maybe
a
now.
heel
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, he's heel now.
He's a
Yeah,
heel?
he's heel. Remember how everyone was
No,
loving
you didn't even. You just said chucking random words. Yeah.
Bro, yeah, he's heel now.
I've heard that word.
Yeah. So now he's like a villain. So that's why like everyone just hates him now.
Oh.
Because
Yeah.
his whole gimmick right now is like, I'm gonna become champion, retire, and I'm gonna ruin wrestling forever.
Right.
Yeah, man. It's just
Oh.
I don't know who the main character is. Was we got anything else or
And
what else?
I was gonna say Thingo is Iran's Randy Orton.
Yeah, Iran's a weird place, man. It's
What's
running
that
around.
Randy Orton move?
The
RKO?
Yep. That's it.
Goated move.
Huh? Someone should make a missile called the RKO.
Yeah.
Guys, what was worse, that or Israel when they were like signing,
Oh my
people
God,
like sign the missile
signing
before they
it
send it
and-
to like
Yeah,
Gaza.
yeah,
That
that's
was
nuts.
just
And the thing is, don't let this is you know what? I think all these Iranian attacks. I think I said it when I did call this war before it started. Do you remember before the attack? I said it's gonna last for a while, and you got to pray for a ceasefire. I think a ceasefire is coming close.
Has it
Even
not
with
happened?
Gaza, no, Gaza as well.
That one still hasn't happened, huh?
Nah, that one they're gonna have to slow things down because I think that's what's gonna happen. That's the only way Israel can stop Iran, or it's gonna go for way longer
Yeah.
than you expect
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And these Iranians,
Iran's the one country that will actually take it there.
yeah, they're cool with it.
They will take it there.
And so you know them, they actually they won from this. You know that because they learned that the Iron Dome isn't invincible. Because even back when they shot missiles at the Iron Dome early in the year, most of them got intercepted. They let America know as well. They said, "Hey, America, we're gonna shoot missiles." They said, "Hey, Jordan, we're gonna shoot missiles." Just a heads up, by the way, so you can knock them down if you want. But they said 400 or 200. I can't remember at the time.
Yeah.
But guess what happened? About 10 went through or something, or 6 went through, and then they said, "That's it. We can get them." And that's why they're smashing them now.
Yeah.
It would if that didn't happen.
Someone needs to explain this to me. How do missiles get intercepted?
There's radars.
You know how stupid I am? Like, as in, I've always said this. Like, if the world was left to me, like the Earth starts today, and it's left to me.
You're done.
The only thing I'd figure out how to do is to juice fruit. That's how complex I'd get.
Yeah, and populate.
Start a fire.
Populate, yeah, literally. I don't know if I'd figure out start a fire, bro. Like, you really think about it, to create friction, and
Yeah.
this wouldn't come to my mind, and then we'll get fire.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I could squeeze an orange.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we're getting that far beyond this.
Yeah. Nah, surely. You
And
just
now
pick
we
it
know
up
how to
one day.
intercept missiles and iron domes and
Yeah. No, you.
Yeah, obviously, they read when they're coming. I think it's
It's
just
just radars. Just radars.
Yeah.
So they have a bunch of radars.
So what? How do they intercept it?
So what happens is the
It
radar
locks
sees
onto
something
it.
incoming and they launch another missile to hit it, and so they track that.
Oh, so
that
something
missile-
blows up in the air, debris.
Yeah.
That's what my friend.
So
was
they
talking
send a
about.
missile that is a missile just to destroy missiles.
Yeah.
But it's expensive, by the way.
Of course.
And so
Because
Israel,
they're sending 400, it means they have to have so many in the bank.
and these are flying at hypersonic speeds as well. Some of these missiles. So and there's 3 layers. Obviously, there's inner city, for example, from all of Melbourne, and then there's all of, let's just say, Victoria, and then there's all of Australia. So they got it to that.
So do we have something like that in Australia?
No, I don't.
Bro, I don't know. I think Australia's strategy, if we do get invaded,
It's
Is to
cry
go-
to the US.
nah, it's everyone go into the bushland and
Oh,
guerrilla
true.
warfare from there until we get help or whatever. But I don't think we
Is
can.
it?
Yeah, we actually we're pretty down bad.
Start kicking it.
So
Indigenous, bro,
hey,
fighting with them,
use
bro.
the Talking Trophies code. Get 15% off your uniform when you do join the ADF. Just use adf.com/Talking Trophies for 15% off. Anything else, boys? What else are we going to talk
You know
about?
what we can say? Well, this one's a nice one to wrap up on. When was the last time you did something for the first time?
Oh, that's a good one.
When was the last time?
Oh, recently, I did Pilates.
Wait.
I'm so serious. I was so serious. Yeah, a little bit. But, bro, no shame in my
Hey, it's
game.
intense. It's an intense workout.
It wasn't too. I did beginner's class.
Yeah.
I loved it, bro. I honestly, no joke, I could do that 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
It's expensive, so I won't.
Yeah.
That's the only thing stopping me.
Yeah.
Bro, my body was not sore afterwards.
Yeah.
I felt you can't understand those people that go, I'm gonna prioritize mobility.
Yeah.
I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
Bro, it just
Yeah.
felt like a childish activity that was a little bit intense at certain points for sure.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is dope. I was the only guy in the class.
Yep.
was.
No, I get it. It's a bit, it is a bit gay, but it's definitely it's something. It's really good mobility and all that stuff.
Yeah, but it was actually a good experience, bro. Like high key, recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? I don't know. I haven't done something new recently.
Doing the mission trip. Like that was
Never been oiled up before.
Yeah, never been oiled up before, bro. That was my first time doing that. I've never done that before.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that
What,
was
the oil up or the mission up?
Both.
Yeah, both. Porque no las dos. Nah, yeah, that was a really cool experience, and I've never done. I can never put myself out there like that.
That's a really good one. Yeah, that's a good one actually. But it doesn't have to be like anything like something. So you guys actually like something organized.
Anything, like
anything?
You try
say-
it.
Because I got one. I did one.
You can say
yesterday.
talking to someone's dad to approach them to get married.
Yeah, that's a tough
Yeah,
one. But
ooh.
Friday,
False
I
arrangement.
did the plumbing at home.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
Sink
wow.
plug clogged out, and
yeah. You sent that into the chat actually.
I did send it, remember?
Yeah.
I'm like, right with the plumber, and I was just like, you know what? Let me give this a go. Like I genuinely, I'm like, let me give this a crack.
Yeah.
And I like drained the pipes.
Yeah.
No Diddy. Clogged it out. Everything was clogged up. Cleaned it up. Everything.
No one was thinking like
Oh,
that.
okay.
was.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, it sounded funny.
So man, I did that myself, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I sent a video actually to the actual I was sent my family group chat, and I did a skit while I was doing. I'm like, oh look, just got the pipes cleaned up. Everything's done here. The water used to be stacked up to here. Look at the dishes over here. And then while I'm doing the thing, I'm like, someone come clean the dishes. Screaming at my mom and my sister. And then I cleaned it up. And man, everyone's like, wow, good stuff. Dad looked at me, he's like, good job.
Bro, being handy with that kind of stuff is impressive.
Why aren't we like that?
I don't know. But like, is your dad good with this stuff?
Nah. That guy just stares. My dad does he's good at this, guys. He does
And he would just watch the whole.
and
thing.
he just watches like it.
Judgmental eyes?
It's calculations.
Yeah.
He's trying, but the problem is the brother didn't go to school. So he doesn't know how to calculate.
Yeah.
So he's just staring. There's no problem solving there.
Yeah.
He just stares.
Just a problem.
Just confused.
Yeah, he's just like, this problem, no
He's
solving.
like,
just-
this is not working.
Yeah, and I realized no one, like for example, my dad didn't teach me anything.
Yeah.
Not how to change a tire,
Yeah.
not how to do this plumbing stuff, not how to change the lights in the house. This guy's a proper, brother, call housing.
Yeah.
Call housing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we get covered, like everything. Call housing, yalla. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I was changing a car tire. I changed a car tire this year for the first time.
Yeah.
By myself.
Becoming a man, mate.
Yeah, I'm becoming that.
But that one's paranoia because, like, even though you know you've done it right, you're like, what if it just falls off?
Falls
right
off.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it just falls off?
Yeah.
I haven't tested this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I was 14, I started shaving, right? Like, as in my mustache and stuff.
You sure? 14?
Yeah.
It's a bit late for an Arab.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Usually starts at 3.
I was, yeah, literally. And I was like, hoping my dad would initiate it and be like, hey, son, I think you need to shave or something. And in my mind, the only reference I have for anybody that's like learned how to shave is from The Simpsons when Homer teaches Bart.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then Homer has all the pieces of tissue on his face and stuff because he's cut himself. And I was like, oh, like, maybe my dad is like going to show me at some point, whatever. So he did. And time's going by, and I'm like, all right, bro, I've got like this peach fuzz mustache. I need to initiate this now. So I go to my dad. I'm like, hey, like, do you reckon like you can get me a razor? And it's like, I kind of want to shave. And he's like, yeah, cool, yeah. 3 months goes by. Then one day he just puts a razor and then shaving cream on my bedside table and goes, here you go, be careful. Yeah, I was like, all right, man.
Yeah.
All right, we're not gonna bond here. I thought we were gonna bond, bro. Yeah.
But I don't think they had that. Surely they didn't have that. Like, do you ever ask him like, how was it with your dad and stuff like?
My dad lost his dad when he was 19. So like, I guess all those fundamental things. He had an older brother, or I don't have brothers as well, so that's that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how much of it was like. I don't know. I don't think the parents took much sentiment in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know. Whereas like for me, like I think about it, like, bro, if I have a son one day, like I want to, be able to like, hey, you know what,
But do
you
you
just shave, ugly boy.
Do you think like, for example, when you do become a parent, you're gonna be overdoing it in a way?
Ooh.
Like you see, like for example, for our parents,
I feel like naturally we would to some degree.
So my dad didn't have his dad around as well. So my dad had literally seen his dad once and couldn't even speak the same language as his dad.
No way.
So my dad winged being a parent. He had his like stepdad, which he saw as a dad. But like he never really like had a father in his life, his whole life. So he winged being a dad. And with him, it's just like, oh, I don't know what to do. You know, so just allows it. It's like it's either like I'll give you a talking to or you give you the belt. You pick which one you want. Nothing between. And like, let me just really work hard. That's it. I'll really work hard on my kids. And if I work hard and give them a good life, they'll come out decent. Yeah. So he didn't really know, like, for example, changing the tires and stuff like that. But then I'm like, okay, these are things I want to do with my kids. But maybe my kid would be like, I don't want you to teach me this, Dad. Let me. I do
always think like, am I gonna impose my preferences on my child too hard? Because I know I have that thing in general where like I've got a strong personality when it comes to my opinions. And it's like I don't want to be overbearing to my kids. Or like for example, I love football, and it's like my dream is like make my kid a professional footballer. What if they hate it? What if they want to play water polo? You know,
it's not happening.
Have you seen that video where the little kid's like, I don't want to watch football. I want to watch Taylor Swift.
You see, that's a different that's a different cover.
I'm going to try a WWE move on that kid, bro.
All right, let me show you another sport. It's called WWE.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, because it's like, and I see it, that's how I see it. I see it like, even now, like how I see like young parents now with their kids, I'm like, this is a bit too much. And I'm like, am I going to be like this as well? So I start questioning that. You know, like, or am I going to be those dads that just rock up, have somewhat of a relationship with my kids? I don't want to be, I want to have somewhat of a relationship with them.
I feel like naturally we all would, but the day we change it is when we take it too far.
What do you mean?
Like, we're always going to want to instill something into our kids that we enjoy, whatever it is. But we'll get it to a time. Like, for example, if you love soccer, you're going to make your kid watch soccer all the time with you. But it's going to be to a point where it's like, bro, I'm just like forcing this kid.
You'll
like,
feel it. My sister's actually quite good with this. Like, so she's got a 4-year-old and a baby. But the 4-year-old, my sister always loved ballet as a kid. She did it for like a little, like maybe a year or two or something. But she was always like, I wish I would have continued, And so recently she put her daughter in it. And her daughter like was really enjoying it, whatnot. And then like literally this week, she's like, oh, I think she's like not feeling it anymore. I was like, I think she needs an actual sport. She's like, yeah, probably. I was like, so it wasn't like this, I'm married to the idea of this. And and I'm going to force this kid to do what they don't want to do.
It's just how you're going to do it.
I think that's where we can get it wrong at times. So just having that self-awareness.
I'm just hoping I'll play with my kids a lot when they're kids. Like you play with them, activities, whatever.
You need to be present, bro. I think that's all that matters at the end of the day is like just being present. I think that will, the kid will remember that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. And I want to be those kids like, when my kid comes to me, like when he's like 4 or 5, wants to say something, I want to be those dads going, "What's going on, buddy?"
I want to be. And you get on their level.
What's going on, buddy? What's going on,
buddy? You crying?
Don't cry. I fell over, and I'll be like,
"Suck it up.
That happens.
Suck it up.
That's all right. That's all right, buddy. That's all right. How you feeling?" I'm sad. Yeah, get up. Shut your mouth. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry.
But you know what?
That's how I come.
You see your sister? No, exactly. She's locked up.
Bro, you know, I saw a comedy show one time. It was so funny. This guy was saying this joke that he did a portrait and he added this random like kid in the photo and he hung it up in his house and he'd tell his kids that like this was your brother Johnny, but he'd never clean his room.
Oh my days.
And so like using it as a threat to like this is why you need to clean your room.
There's those smart like things that parents do to stop their kids from like lying or whatever. You heard this where it's like parents will be like they'll tell like their kid like, oh, every time you aren't telling me the truth, I can see a red like a green dot appear on your forehead or something like that. Only I can see it. And they're like instantly it's like my kid just doesn't lie because they're like scared that or like I'll see them do this while they're telling me a story, you know. And it's like it's pretty smart.
Good. The one I was thinking like when you explained that one, it was like have you seen that baby when he has a toy next to it like a doll, and he's trying to explain to the kid don't do this and the kid does it and the doll does it and he just starts bashing the doll. The kid just looks at it and goes, all right, I won't touch that.
It's off limits.
That's a good one. I pray we all get healthy children.
Healthy kids, right? That's all.
But you know what? You know what's probably the most underrated characteristic someone can have is consistency. I think like, you know, we always like, it's those family members that are just consistent. They're just genuine people. They're not over the top, but they were just consistent that we can actually look up to.
It's like even now, like far away from having kids, I think, but it's like the little things that you can train yourself on to be more present even then, you know, or at least like not give yourself the habits that are going to make it harder. Like one thing that like I need to work on is like, bro, I'm on my phone all the time. Yeah. I love being on my phone.
What's your screen time?
8 hours a day, probably.
Damn.
Yeah.
67 keys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just phone screen time.
Yeah.
Then computer, whatever, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm like, bro, actually, I need to be away from my phone more. Like one day, I'm gonna tell my kid, don't be an iPad kid, and they're like, you're a phone parent. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't want that. Yeah.
I don't want to be those parents that record all the time.
I hear it.
I get memories and stuff, but like everything.
There's a balance.
Everything that's being done is just like, oh, okay, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, I find that really weird. Like just recording content. It's like, just live in that moment. Like, like actually digest that feeling of like hugging your kid.
But you know what you need? You need people there because, you know, like I actually generally love looking back on people, like videos that were just captured as a child. So I'm so grateful that there were people to capture those moments.
No. I'm saying like, for example, barbecue, event, milestone, whatever, record photos, whatever. Something's really funny happening that night.
Yeah, signing off your daughter.
Yep, sleepovers, all of that. Record it. You know what I mean? But then it's like just hanging out, like on a casual Sunday.
It's a balance, bro. It's a balance. Like there's another side of it where it's like these phones are such a big part of our life, so it's like it almost resembles this great excitement for us. If I'm gonna take my phone out and capture something, you know, it's like that. I'm so excited. So there's almost it's a sign of the times. You know what I mean? It's like that's just how we present that excitement. So it's this weird balance where it's like, am I overdoing it? Should I do it less? Is it good? Is it bad? Like, I don't know. To each person their own kind of thing. But I hear what you mean as well, where it's like, I don't want my kid to, whenever they look at me, they're also seeing this. You know?
That's what it is.
Seeing three eyes look back at them.
That's what it is. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're just going to see you constantly doing that. And then what they do is they play into that as well, the kids. So they start, my parents recording me. Let me start acting a bit. Exaggerate a little bit. That's what happens as they get older.
Like the kid's a content creator at home.
Like that's what they think. Generally, that's what they think. They're like, oh, they're recording. I must be doing something good. And they know every time I'm doing something good, my parents record me. So they're constantly like looking for the camera. That's what it is. You know, like I see it, for example, with my nephews and stuff. If they record, they know like,
it's like cute moments happening.
They're like, they know it. You know what I mean? Like I remember one time, my favorite line was when my nephew said, "Stop recording me," and I said that in a video, and I saw the video, I was laughing and teasing. But he even knows. You know what I mean? Like. So they do know, like, oh, hey, if I'm being recorded, it must mean I'm doing something good. And if they don't, so that means they're dependent on that recording for validation. You know what I mean?
That is very true.
That's what it is, bro. Niggas don't deep stuff, bro. Niggas don't deep stuff, bro.
Only you, bro. Only you.
I'm about to write this down on my journal. Like, I said a really good point. Dear future me, don't record. Boys, I think we should wrap it up, man. Awesome. It's a Saturday night. Great episode. Shout out to Noor, bro. Always a pleasure having him on.
It's always fun being here, man. I love that I've been at every location so far.
You've seen us on the come up, and you're gonna see us crash soon.
I'll be there with you.
Be with us, All right, boys, we're done. Noor, what do you got to say?
Episode behind bars.
The farewell episode. No, congrats on the 300, but
thanks, man.
Shout out you guys, TD family, man. Love seeing what you guys doing, bro. And did you guys change the logo? Is that like, was that a permanent or was it for 300 only?
No, we're just going a little bit like just kind of changing up the direction of some stuff. Some refresh. It's not too different, but I'm just like, I'm playing around with some ideas and whatnot. Obviously, we've got like quite a bit of new stuff coming as well, like in terms of, we've got a new show called Ranks that's going to be coming out soon. We've got TD and Friends. We're going to do 2 more of those this year. We're going to do a live show at the end of the year. And then we're going to London to do some content as well. So there's like quite a bit stacking up, so I'm just like trying to make things look good, better, different.
Just give it a go, man. That's the thing, man. That's it. As long as you're having fun doing it, that's the most important thing.
That's it, man. Just trying to find time for it all between that and business and everything. So
Alright, man. All the best with that, man. We'll be watching you guys. Don't worry, Deeves and Davey, check out their stuff as well. Besides that, enjoy your day, enjoy your night, stay humble, faith.